Hey, how's it going, guys? What is up? Hi, guys, back again. All right, hope you guys had a lovely Labor Day weekend. I myself had to work, but I love what I do, so it's all good. Okay, all right, so this video right here, truth be told, actually was going to be, I was going to do a trilogy, a video series, a trilogy, 3-vid kind of thing on Kylie Rodney case. I did video number 1 on AWP. I'm not sure exactly what I did in that video, but I talked about AWP. By the way, what happened with AWP? Like, that video was well favored that I put out. It was over, like, I mean, something like close, like 94, 95%, or something like that. But then over the weekend, it just shifted, and then, like, the likability factor, like, there's so many dislikes, and I think it's now sitting around 75%. So I don't know exactly if something happened, if one of the guys in AWP did something, or there's some sort of scandal or something, but whoa! I'm like, what did these dudes do? But look, I still stick by those guys. I think they're doing God's work for, you know, helping out those poor families with the missing children and so on. Missing persons, I should say, not just children. But if they did something scandalous or something, then whoa, I take my support, of course, right? If there's something like where, like, you know, one of the members, like, did something, whoa, you know, like murder someone, like, yeah, no, I don't support that. But yeah, I don't know, for some reason, YouTube just all of a sudden just turned, a lot of folks don't like them anymore. So I don't know what happened there. Now the first video. Second video was on a topic where it was about how the media is affiliated and sort of gravitates towards a certain subset of the population in terms of missing people, missing persons, and that is the young, more so affluent Caucasian females. And that video also, there's a lot of folks that didn't like. I mean, still, it's you know, got a solid, I think, 86% rating or whatever. But to the folks that didn't like it, look, I mean, if you can't acknowledge or appreciate the fact, you know, reality, the fact that the media does, you know, gravitate towards that sort of subset population and ignores more so all the rest of the folks, you know, the colored folks, minorities, indigenous, African Americans, Latinas, Latinos, you know, Asian American, you name it, and also the, you know, males, and also, you know, runaways, folks, you know, with substance abuse problems or whatever. If you can't acknowledge that this is happening, then please unsubscribe, because look, I'm looking for folks, you know, who are subscribed to this channel, who are very, very open-minded, really don't look through colored lenses, don't go ahead and turn a blind eye, will just appreciate just the transparent facts and so on. And I don't make the rules, but that's how it is. And for those folks that don't want to even accept that and try to, you know, go and spin it like there's no racial or sexist, no, you take that sort of BS and go elsewhere, okay? Because I don't want to waste your time, waste my time. I don't want to have my good viewers that are really the true intellectuals. I don't want to waste their time with your foolish sort of comments and sort of biased, sort of racist, intersexist sort of narrative, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and watch your, you know, mainstream talking point media or whatever. Get brainwashed by those fools and take that elsewhere, okay? Not here. All right, so that was the second video. The third video, this video right here is going to do the video, close it out with the Ryan Upchurch. I don't know if you guys been seeing this. Man, I was going to talk about the exact reasoning, the explanations behind why he is behaving this way. And it's not that complicated, by the way. I mean, it's more than, yes, it's a lot of his money, a money play, but there's a lot of other reasons behind that, psychological explanations and reasoning. And look, I don't find this guy fascinating at all. I don't find the whole sort of controversy, if you want to call it that, fascinating. I don't find any of this fascinating, but when I said from day one, this is not my channel, this is your channel. You guys dictate what videos I put out next. And it just seems like the first video got close to 1,000 views. Second video in the series, it got like a fourth of that, like 250 or so. So you're telling me indirectly that, okay, and the likes also aren't that high, so you're telling me that, okay, maybe this is not the next video to go ahead and do. So I can read between the lines. So no Ryan Upchurch. I mean, look, nothing against the guy. I mean, his music, I mean, his latest song, it's a banger. I mean, it's a good song. I mean, you know, it's great. I mean, nothing, you know, I think it's called Superstar. I mean, it's nothing that spectacular. Of course, nothing like, I mean, this song right here.
Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen?
I mean, that song, I mean, of course, it's not a fair comparison because, I mean, it's like, you know, having like Mike Tyson versus an amateur boxer, the amateur boxer being, you know, the Ryan Upchurch song. I mean, Daydream Believer, my goodness, that's like an unfair fight. I mean, that song right there is probably in, I wasn't even born around when the song came out, but that song right there is probably in the top 100 great songs of all time list. I don't even know, I can't even think of where it ranks, but my goodness, I'm going to do a feature video more than likely on that song itself. Phenomenal song, mind-blowing song, and this video right here is about the group that sort of made that song, the Monkees. And right here, this video, by the way, I know one certain subscriber's gonna really love this video. Dedicated to you, my friend, loyal diehard, I'm all about loyalty and so on, but the passion behind you have for this channel. And I'm not just doing that just for you. Truth be told, I mean, yes, a lot of it is for you, but truth be told, those yesterday while I was waiting right before my shift of work, in my YouTube channel, there's recommended videos, and for some reason this video popped up. It was a news clip about one of the Monkees, I believe it's Micky Dolenz, I believe is his name. Well, you check out this clip I'm going to show you right now, but it's really fascinating. I don't even know where I'm going to go with this video, but I'll meet you on the back end after I show this clip. It's going to blow your mind away, and I'm going to have my own little comment. This is like a video op-ed type thing, and then at the very end, I'll catch you on the flip side for some final concluding thoughts. Enjoy!
The 60s rock sensation, the Monkees, under investigation by the FBI? Well, that's apparently the case. In 1967, when the band was red hot with 4 #1 hit albums, agents were building a case file. KCAL 9's Tom Wade has the pretty surprising story tonight.
If a group could have gone viral in the 1960s, it would have been the Monkees. They were a made-for-TV band that exploded in popularity as a music sensation.
And I saw her face.
The group had 4 albums hit #1 in 1967. To this day, no other band has matched that achievement. But also in 1967, the FBI was investigating the Monkees for allegedly spreading anti-Vietnam War messaging during their shows. In the heavily redacted FBI file from that year, first reported by Rolling Stone, a section from an unnamed FBI informant who attended a concert states, during the concert, subliminal messages were depicted on the screen which constituted left-wing innovations of a political nature.
Ladies and gentlemen, Micky Dolenz!
The last living member of the Monkees, Micky Dolenz, is now suing the FBI to release the entire file.
I had the privilege of getting to know, not too long ago, Micky Dolenz.
Mark Zaid is the attorney representing Dolenz. Zaid gained fame representing the whistleblower during former President Trump's Ukraine scandal that led to his first impeachment. Zaid also counts himself as a big fan of the Monkees, which helped trigger his interest in the case.
Understand that the Monkees existed in a very tumultuous period of time in the United States. Obviously, Micky still performs today, and the Monkees, until the others passed away, were all still performing. But, you know, they came to the world's attention in 1966 or so, when we were in Vietnam and hippies are becoming big and the drug culture.
Zaid says when he learned the FBI had a file on the Monkees, he put in a Freedom of Information request. But as is typical, he says, the request went unanswered for several months, so he launched the lawsuit to expedite the process and find out exactly what investigators have on the group.
Some informant, probably an FBI agent who wanted to take their kid to the Monkees concert, went to the Monkees show in, I think, San Francisco, and filed a report back to the FBI about the anti-war protest movement. Why was the FBI surveilling the Monkees, whether the individual members or the band? What does it say? And what does it say larger about the activities of the FBI during the 1960s?
Okay, so let's begin this video. Wow, by the way, how awesome. Let's just marvel at the fact that this made-for-TV band, who really wasn't a band by conventional standards definition, right? They had 4 #1 albums in 1 year, a feat that no other band to this day has ever beat or at least replicated. I thought that was pretty neat. I also heard that when auditioning for the show, the young men all responded to an ad in the paper that said that the ad was looking for 4 insane young boys. That was so awesome. Anyways, okay. Speaking of insane, well, not really, but your boy Psych Guy has actually tapped into the vault, the FBI vault, the FBI files vault. Okay, this, by the way, is public record. You can go ahead and look it up yourself. But there's not much here, though. Apparently, there's 7 pages in the FBI files about the Monkees. The majority of it, which is redacted and blacked out. Oh, man. They couldn't even spell the name of the group right. As I mentioned in the intro, I wasn't alive around when this all went down. From what I can gather, they're a pretty big deal back then, all over the TV and the radio. At least their show and their songs were popular. They had this popular morning show, Saturday morning show, right? And we're talking about a very formal investigation. And you can't even pass the first step by spelling who is being investigated properly. That's the equivalent of launching an investigation on Donald Trump and calling him Donald Tump. Man. Okay. So moving on here. Oh man, this gets worse. So the first page, the FBI totally botches and spells the name incorrectly. And then the second page, they got it right. oh man. Okay. All right, let's just jump to the third page. Remember, this is a formal investigation, right? These are formal documents. Okay, so the third page. Oh man. The third page basically looks like they must have jumped in a time machine to the future and took a page out of Psych Guy's 12th grade calculus class. The whole page looks like garbage. And in similar fashion, I'm not sure about you guys, but remember in math class, like coming across problems that you had no clue how to do or solve? And how maybe some of us went straight to the back of the book where all the odd numbered questions, the answers were posted there, right? Where you may have straight up copied them, right? And then in between where you were supposed to show your work, you know, how you just didn't know how, right? So you just threw in, or you may have threw in a bunch of scribbles, doodles, numbers, and crossing out numbers to give the appearance of that you're doing work, when in reality you ain't doing look, there was a reason why some of us may have gotten all the odd numbers correct, but yeah, no. That wasn't all the time. That was all the problems. No, okay. This, by the way, may have happened, okay? May or may not have happened, all right? Anyways, yeah. All right, no, but seriously, though, that's what this page reminded me of. Just a bunch of garbage. Lots of X's and crossed out stamps, or a lot of stamps as if this is a highly sensitive and important document, when in reality it probably wasn't / isn't. Okay, so the only thing I can get on this page is the top where it says investigative period, and it goes from the dates March the 26th, 1967 to June the 21st, 1967, which coincides with what I believe is the height of the Monkees' popularity and the Vietnam War, I believe. I gotta double check this, and so on. I know the Vietnam War went on for several years, but I believe that's right when the Monkees were really pretty popular during that time period. By the way, the best is how they have crossed out the words secret and confidential, as if the FBI is making it look like they're being completely transparent, when in reality the majority of the document is redacted and blacked out. I mean, look at here. The next page is completely blacked out, and you have the words secret X'd out? It's like the next few pages. There's only a few sentences where it looks like the FBI took it off of some 1960s Wikipedia page or something. So reading it, it says, okay, in quotes, this series, which has been quite successful, features 4 young men who dress as, and they put in these quotes, beatnik types, end quotes, and is geared primarily to the teenage market. During recent weeks, the 4 stars of the show have been making public appearance tours throughout the U.S. Then there's a huge section that's blacked out. Then it continues, picks up in mid-sentence and says that and this is in quotes, the Monkees concert was using a device in the form of a screen setup behind the performers who played certain instruments and sang as a combo. Okay. Combo is usually two folks, so there's four of them. I'm guessing maybe Peter, what do they mean? Combo's like, yeah, two people, and the Monkees are four. I know Mikey was the one that sang most of the popular hits, at least, from my understanding. And I believe Davey also sang some songs. So I'm guessing Mikey and Davey were the main singers, with Mikey being the main lead guy, and then maybe Davey singing a couple of. But then I thought all of them sang. I don't know. I don't even know what this was supposed to mean. It make any sense? A combo? Like, what are they talking about? Maybe someone can clarify. I'm guessing, assuming they're referring to those two, Mikey and Davey, and maybe the rest of the band, the other two guys didn't sing, but maybe just sang like backup. Anyways, I'm analyzing things. I shouldn't move on. I'm waiting. Let me just continue on what it says here. During this concern, subliminal messages were depicted on the screen, which, in the opinion of, then the person's name is blacked out. The person, by the way, who probably took his daughter to the concert, I'm guessing, and being the 1960s male Karen, decided to file this report. Of course, he, or could be she, but guessing it's a he because this is classic McCarthyism, and usually those accusations come from males. More on that later. But that person's name is blocked out, and it says here, just continue on here, constituted left-wing innovations of a political nature. Which, by the way, doesn't even make any sense because the word innovation implies something new, right? And anti-war protests have been going on for centuries, even before the Vietnam War. Okay. Continue on here. It says, in quotes, these messages and pictures were flashes of riots in Berkeley, anti-U.S. messages on the war in Vietnam, racial riots in Selma, Alabama, and similar messages which had received unfavorable response from the audience. Okay, so... oh, man. Hotshot, if that were the case, A, why were you at the concert? B, I doubt that you left immediately because you didn't probably want to seem like more of a loser to your kid than you probably were, looked by him or her. And C, similar messages which had received unfavorable response from the audience? Don't you mean unfavorable response from one male snowflake? Oh, man. Then to end... So, talking about what's in the FBI files with the Monkees, the rest of it is blacked out, okay? And if you thought this was ridiculous, look at this very last page at the very bottom. It says here, in capital letters, no duplication fee for this page. I love how the FBI is showing like they are nice guys by saying, hey, there's no duplication fee for this page. Well, that and another page out of the 7 pages in this file. Hey, newsflash here, Walter Cronkite. Guess what, bub? Ain't no one want to duplicate this at all because there's nothing of substance in this. The majority of it is redacted. Look, I have nothing against the FBI. I don't want to sound like one of those goofy guys or gals who spends half of his or her life's existence blaming the government, thinking that the government is after them, coming up with these wacky conspiracy theories against the FBI or other such similar federal agencies. No one is tapping into my or your phone. No one is intersecting into yours or mine conversation. No federal agent cares about you or I. We are all peons. No one is after us. But what I can say is that I do think that this was truly excessive and unnecessary. What this appears to be is a continuous play of classic McCarthyism that a certain political side has perfected and continues to use to this day. a lot of folks on this one side of the spectrum, it's common knowledge, the political right, they've used this tactic, this scare tactic since the 1950s to where they accuse others of being communists and anti-American, when in reality, they're the ones that are anti-American and oppressive to freedoms of speech and or thought. They're projecting or displaying their own internal restrictive and rather anti-sovereign feelings onto others. And they spin it as, with a twist of paranoia that if this is not stopped, America's freedoms and liberties will suffer and blah, 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 blah. Complete BS. Here's the thing. This whole FBI investigation is all more than likely reflective of control, psychology, a rather power play, and intimidation to intimidate those that they truly don't have much, or that they truly don't know much about, and or may perceive as possible threats to the livelihood of Americans, which is a complete farce because the Monkees brought so much joy every Saturday morning to millions of Americans, even to this day. So go Micky Dolenz and go the attorney who has represented him. I love, by the way, how the fact that the attorney is also a Monkees fan, and this case piqued his interest. And by the way, before anyone says, oh, this is a conflict of interest, complete BS, because a lot of my patients that I see, especially the kiddos, I bring up music because that's one of the quickest ways to build a therapeutic alliance with them, right? And if I like the same music as they listen to, does that classify as a conflict of interest? And hence I have to recuse myself from being able to treat them? Phony baloney. So good on the attorney representing Mr. Dolenz, and good on Mr. Dolenz trying to clear his band's legacy and, untarnish it from any wacky, goofy, negative remarks made about them. I'm guessing all the redacted, blacked out sections in the FBI files was a continuation in the details of a far-fetched, goofy accusations made by the FBI. Maybe something along the lines of them discussing the possibility of the Monkees being communists or having the potential to start an uprising. I mean, I don't know how they would do that. Oh no, a bunch of screaming 12 and 13-year-old girls. What a major threat to the well-being of this nation. No. But something silly like that, maybe that's why the reluctance to release the entire FBI files in its entirety, just to save face and not make the FBI look ridiculous is my guess. I may be wrong. But again, all of it was unnecessary. But in the FBI's defense, I wasn't alive around that time, so I don't know what the political landscape, the climate was. Personally, I don't see a bunch of hippies and anti-war protesters being a major threat, and if they're lumping the Monkees into that category as being anti-Vietnam War, what are they worried about? We already talked about the potential for starting an anti-war uprising. Really have a hard time seeing a bunch of preteen and teen fangirls being that much of a threat. Yeah, the bottom line is that, as I stated earlier, I think that this was excessive. I think the initial report sounds like it was filed by a guy who took his daughter, I'm guessing, to a Monkees concert, and instead of focusing on his daughter and strengthening the father-daughter bond that such an event would have done so, right? This snowflake seemed more interested in focusing on the random images of the anti-war protests and the civil rights movement. Hey, moron, not everything has to be interpreted as subliminal messaging. Besides, what in society isn't deemed to be subliminal in nature? There were so many cigarette campaigns out during the 1960s, right? Subliminal message imagery, right? To encourage smoking indirectly, tapped into the subconscious, okay? So don't give me this. And besides, have you turned on the TV lately? By the way, one of their songs, I don't know if you know this or not, by the way, heads up, Last Train to Clarksville is an anti-Vietnam War song. Did you know that? And who cares if the Monkees are anti-Vietnam War? Davy Jones is English and sounds like he's more American than the FBI guy that filed this investigation, because it's his God-given constitutional right to protest if he wants to. I mean, what were they scared of? Oh no! Watch out! One of the guys has got a tambourine! And going back to the description of what was witnessed in the imagery, that can be just their artistic expression again. And even if where they're sending out anti-war messaging, I don't see anything wrong with what they did. If anything, it's refreshing how you have this boy band who actually wants to spread peace and love and show that they have substance beside their pretty faces. Unlike that of boy bands that followed them 30 plus years later.
I will take you in my arms and hold you right where you belong.
I love that song, by the way. Written by the one and only Richard Marx. Thank you very much. Okay, where was I? Oh, okay. No, but the bottom line is that these guys, the Monkees, they were truly being American, showing their American values and following the constitutional God-given rights, as long as they're not harming or hurting anyone. Now, you want to talk about starting FBI files? Maybe they can start by looking at the government and all the corruption that lies beneath. Meanwhile, you mean to tell me the FBI launched an investigation against a 1960s clean-cut, peaceful television and rock band with a guy who looks like all the Grammys will adore and pinch his cheeks, a guy who looks like he'll make you laugh, a guy who looks like he'll hold your books and walk you home, and a guy who looks like he'll want to do your math? Okay, yeah, let's show some consistency here. So why aren't they going to launch an FBI investigation against this oaf? This guy who has made misogynistic, homophobic, and racist slurs. A sleazy looking guy who looks like he'll try to grope your sister and then throw up on her. Why hasn't this moron been placed on the FBI watch list? Or how about all the idiots that went on January the 6th and committed sedition, which is a federal crime, by the way? Are we going to start FBI files on every single one of those losers who wasted everyone's time by storming the Capitol and rather attacking the police and killing, threatening a killing, and almost getting to the elected officials, right? So, let me put a pause on this. Sorry about that. Where was I? What was I talking about? But the January 6th, yeah. So, look, I can't think of anything more anti-American than doing what they did. I can't stand people who don't back the blue. Why aren't we charging every single one of them? Or at the very least, starting FBI files for every single one of those domestic terrorists? Even though I know several were already on watch lists. Or what about shifting the focus on morons who are spreading hate and attacking minorities with their hate, speech/actions? I mean, maybe the FBI are going to look into these more important examples. I don't know. I doubt it, though. I think the FBI means well. It's the folks that get into the higher positions that really aren't focusing on the major threats. Good on them, by the way, that they are finally coming around and going after that Trump guy. To have documents of nuclear secrets along with other top sensitive compartment documents that could put this nation's safety and security at risk? Now, that is a true investigation. Not an investigation on 4 fun-loving, zany guys who are against war. And by the way, I know what the goofy, brainwashed, sheeple Magites who follow Trump, who, by the way, doesn't give a about them, I know what they're thinking. Fake news, witch hunt, deep state. No. This FBI investigation against the Monkees, if anything, is witch hunt. And this FBI investigation against Trump is true news. The bottom line is this. With this whole Monkees versus the FBI case, I think we may know who the true monkeys may be here in this case. Let's stop monkeying around and focus on the folks that really need to be looked into. The true anti-American and or misogynistic domestic terrorist privileged snowflake bigots. Our founding fathers right now would be spinning in their graves knowing that this hatred and divisiveness is going on. And likewise, as for Mr. Dolenz, God bless you, and I'm sure your co-monkeys are all smiling down, rooting you on, as are all the rest of us good-natured, peaceful folk all are. Hey, all right. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm concluding the video. I'm like, hey, now, what am I doing here? All right, this marks the end of this video. If you like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed. Look, I told you this would be interesting. I told you. See, you gotta listen to your boy Psych Guy. You knew right from the start. You knew that your boy won't stray you away from excitement. This is good stuff. Exciting, right? Definitely much more exciting than that Ryan Upchurch guy who, I don't know about you guys, but I don't find that dude interesting. I mean, maybe you guys do, but I'm like, yeah, you know. This right here is what I'm talking about. This is why this channel exists. You guys are why this channel exists. I love each and every one of you guys, and we'll catch you in the next video. Next video, by the way, I probably will do a tribute, love and tribute to the late Sarah Harding, who passed away a year ago. I'm going to try to make this video. Maybe even not. We'll see exactly. I'm definitely doing a video on it for sure. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary. So rest in peace. All right, anyways, you guys take care. See you next video. Peace.
Take the last train to Clarksville and I'll meet you at the station. You can be here by 4:30, cause I've made your reservation. Don't be slow. No, no, no. No, no, no. Cause I'm leaving in the morning and I must see you again. We'll have one more night together till the morning brings my train and I must go. No, 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 and I don't know if I'm ever coming home. Take the last train to Clarksville, I'll be waiting at the station. We'll have time for coffee, belated kisses, and a bit of conversation. No, 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 no. Take the last train to Clarksville. Now I must hang up the phone. I can't hear you in this noisy railroad station. All alone I'm feeling low. No, no, no. No, no, no. And I don't know if I'm ever coming home. Take the last train to Clarksville and I'll meet you at the station. You can be here by 4:30, cause I've made your reservation. Don't be slow. No, no, no. No, no, no. And I don't know if I'm ever coming home.